So yes, I am still currently juicing. I am on day 3 at the moment, which means the sponsor by drink is lovely H2O. It's going well. I'm not craving as much as I actually thought, but still the idea of sinking my teeth into real food, I cannot wait. So let's just jump straight in then with the first piece of news, which is Titanfalls player cap. Now Respawn have come out this week and simply said that the actual game will be 6v6, and as soon as that news came out I was so happy with that news, but it instantly spawned a storm across the internet. And the thing is, you have to remember when people start bad-mouthing things, if it's a game or a product or whatever it be, sometimes you have to ignore most of it because half the time the people aren't going to be purchasing it, they don't want to play it, and they're just trying to tarnish their name just for the sake of it. But anyway, the problem that everyone's got at the moment is this 6v6. So first of all, some people are spinning it going, ha, the Xbox One's not powerful enough to actually have 64 players like Battlefield. And other people just saying it's stupid, 6 is going to be boring, it's going to be crap. Now straight out the gates, I have so much respect for Respawn because normally when a developer releases such news, they get a load of flack and they kind of just sit quiet, but Respawn decided to actually go onto NeoGAF, where most of the hate was coming from, and actually go straight to the source and say that everybody that was actually moaning about it seems to be armchair developers and they don't know what they're talking about. So Respawn then went on to go and actually talk about how they've actually tested it with 1v1 all the way up to a stupider man, a V stupider man. And what they've done is they've actually played the game repeatedly to find out what's the most fun mode that there can be. Now you have to remember in Titanfall as well, you've got the actual Titans, and if you're not in a Titan suit yourself, you actually send it off and it'll actually go around the map killing people. So 6v6 automatically turns into 12v12, and then on top of that you've got the AI characters, which they said aren't bots, they're not replacing natural humans, there is a separate role. So anyway, Respawn simply went in saying 6v6 plays the best, simply because of how fun it is, you can control the game better, and then finish that off with, in about a month or so, all these moaning people will disappear and there'll be a lot of praise for what looks to be an action-packed, crazy game. Now what makes me laugh is how people are actually instantly saying Xbox One isn't powerful enough, but people forget that the actual Titanfall is coming to Windows as well on the PC, which they are the master race with the superior hardware rigs, and they're getting 6v6. So the simple reason for it is because that's what suits the play. That's the same thing as actually laughing that Left 4 Dead only has 4 characters and going, ha, that's a crap game, it's not superior to a 64's v64. Well no, Left 4 Dead suits 4 players, it works well. We've even heard that Gearbox have announced when Borderlands 3 comes out, it's probably still going to be 4 players, simply because there's 4 classes and it suits the role to have one of every class, and that's the best way to play the game. Well, personally, I love the idea of 6v6 because I do play Battlefield, I've said that many times, and there is 64 player battles on Battlefield, and I've played them about 3 or 4 times. I simply go in just to see the carnage, but I don't go in there to actually necessarily have fun. I actually go to squad deathmatch because I prefer to have small teams of 6, simply because if me and my friends are on an A game and we're doing really well but we're on the losing team, we can affect that team and make it better and hopefully come with a win outcome. Whereas on a 64 player match, if you and your friend are playing to the best of your abilities, you can't edit the outcome of that because you're just 2 people on a large scale warfare. So I'd rather be a big player to a small match than a small player to a big match. So this news didn't go down well with everybody, but I cannot wait for this game even more now. So then, let's have some bad news. Or good news, or silver lining news, you can call it what you want, but either way, I call it delays. So first up then, Division appears to be knocked back all the way until next year now. So this information has come from a anonymous source within actual Ubisoft saying it's actually going to be slated for 2015, simply saying that the engine is absolutely brilliant, it's coming to the final stages and it works perfectly, but there is only a slither of the actual game world created, so they're far from actually publishing this. But personally, I'm one for delays. You delay that as long as you want because that game looks amazing, and to be fair, it's one of the top 3 games I cannot wait for this generation. The other 2 being Witcher and Titanfall. But it looks like there might be even more delays within the Ubisoft works. And that one being Watchdogs again. Now, I always say, if you're going to delay a product, you go and delay it to make that game perfect. And the thing is, apparently, Watchdogs has been delayed for polishing, and I'm absolutely fine with that. I prefer you to delay it and give me a good product. But the thing is, this thing has been delayed so many times now, I'm actually starting to worry that people are building up the hype train, they're getting so excited for it, and Ubisoft have got to deliver the goods on this game now, because they delayed it so much people might find it underwhelming. There's no 100% concrete as to when Watch Dogs is actually going to come out. It was slated for, I think, March the 22nd, but if you go on to Shop2 or any other game websites, you'll notice the date has now been removed and it's actually put to be allocated. And on top of it, then Game tweeted out saying there was going to be delays in the game. So rumours are saying apparently we're going to be looking for May for Watch Dogs. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Steam Machine. Now this controller, which I have to say I would love to get my hands on and actually see for myself, has actually got out in the wild now. A few people have actually tested it and they're giving their reviews. Now the reviews are very mixed. The problem is people are saying that when they actually get their hands onto it, they are embarrassing themselves when they're actually playing because it's a new product. So I'll take that with a pinch of salt. For instance, if you introduce somebody new to analog sticks or somebody new to a mouse, they're not going to be great. So this is a new piece of technology people have got to get used to. But PC gamers are coming out simply saying that when they're on a mouse, they've got the full length of a table of motion, whereas now with this actual touchpad, you've only got this much. And IGN reviewed it and says that it works not so great with platformers, and when they're playing Portal, he couldn't quite get used to the controls, and there is a ridiculous amount of buttons apparently. Still, I would love to get my hands on it and try it for myself, but it's not sounding too great. Then on top of that, the actual Steam machines now are actually showing their face, and there are several different variants from all different companies. Now these range from $500 all the way up to $6,000 machines. Now I think that's great because obviously that means depending on your budget, you've got a console / PC, whatever you want to call it, for everybody. But the thing is, people are looking at the actual specs of some of these PCs and pricing them up themselves and finding out it's actually a lot cheaper to build them. So again, like I spoke in the past, this is actually going to come with Linux, and it's actually not going to be able to have a full Steam collection, and you're actually going to be paying a lot more for it, which makes no sense. So if you want to get a PC, build a PC, it's cheaper, you'll have a larger collection because you'll be on Windows, so I can't quite understand what on earth this Steam machine's aimed at. And the thing is, the better it all is the actual confusion of it all. So people are seeing this as PC, and I've spoken in the past video that PC isn't PC, you should just call it Windows, you should call it Linux, so everyone knows what flavour we're talking about, and don't just categorise it as PC. The problem is some people are going to go in and think they're actually purchasing a PC. So people that aren't tech savvy will go, well, this is a PC, therefore it can run Days, it can run Battlefield, which it cannot. And to make things even more confusing, there is an actual company who actually manufactures PCs by the name of Origin. Now they was actually established before EA took the name Origin, but they've actually jumped in and actually made themselves a Steam box as well. So that means you can purchase a PC from Origin that cannot run Origin PC games. So this is just a minefield of a mess, and I don't know who it's aimed at. It's more expensive, you haven't got the game collection there, I just don't know what the point of this machine is. Have a sup of the old H2O. So the next thing I want to talk about then is two brand new games that I had no clue that was coming, they kept quiet, and they both popped their faces up this week. So the first instalment then is from Farm 51, which are the actual developers of the latest instalment of Painkiller, and their new game is quite interesting. So the kind of spinning it is it's a troll game, you control your friends with it. Now the premise is that it's going to be on a single player campaign. You'll be going through, and it sounds very cybery and very over the top, like bullets can go around the walls. But the point is, while you're actually cruising through your single player campaign, your friends can see that you're playing that game and slide in and actually take over one of the NPCs. Now you'll be unaware that it's your friend playing it. It won't tell you, but they'll be in the game with you, and they can do what they want in the game to try and stop you actually succeeding in whatever your objectives are. On top of it, they've released a trailer, but the trailer shows you absolutely nothing really. It's a teaser just showing a girl bound to a chair, and again a very cyber feel to it all. But the interesting thing is they're actually saying they're going to be going with photorealistic graphics as well on top of it. So I can't wait to see actually some screens to see what this game actually looks like. Then to top that off, the actual creators of Left 4 Dead have actually produced a new game by the name of Evolve. Now Evolve is actually based on aliens this time instead of actual zombies. And the idea behind this one is it will be 4-player co-op versus one alien. Now, a person can jump in and control the alien, and the objective is you and your friends need to kill the alien. Once the alien has been killed, it will actually come back, but with stronger abilities. So it's going to be some form of like a wave mode. You keep playing it and playing it and playing it, but instead of several monsters come in, it's always one that gets continuously stronger. Now, again, I find this interesting. It's a different, fresh take on like the wave mode or working as co-op. And I quite enjoyed it in Left 4 Dead when you all work together, but some people could be the actual zombies, and I thought that was a very good and enjoyable game. So to take it and actually have one person as the alien looks very interesting. Again, we've got no videos of it, but the only screenshot we kind of have is this one what I'll put up above. definitely I am interested in this. So that's pretty much sums up all of the Friday Night Rant. I haven't got a clue if this is actually a really long one or a really small one because I'm having a problem actually speaking today for some reason. So on my camera I've already recorded about 22 minutes, so I don't know how much footage I actually got once it's edited. But the last thing I actually wanted to just say before I do leave is I've actually been playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag and I am in love with that game and cannot stop blowing up ships. But that aside, the game's actually got one thing in it which I've not seen before. I'm not saying it's new, but I've personally not seen it. And it is every time you actually complete a mission, it comes up in the bottom right hand corner and says rate this mission. Now it doesn't get in your way, the screen's coming up anyway telling you how much XP you've earned, so it just sits there in the bottom right hand corner, and if you want to click it, you can click it. Now at first I thought, well that's weird, who would want to do that? But then I realised how incredibly powerful this option is. If you can actually play a mission, and we've all played games before where we've gone, that game's amazing, but them two missions sucked ass. And the problem is developers don't get that kind of feedback from us because they kind of just get a mass, the game was great, the game was crap. And it would be much better if we could get down to the nitty gritty of what parts we don't like. So I think this is quite interesting that Assassin's Creed are going to be getting pure feedback straight from us. If we enjoy a mission, we can say it's ace. If we hate a mission, we can say it's bad. And they can take them stats and tailor-make the next game to around what we enjoyed. So the question of the week is, would you like to see this in more games? Would you prefer to actually play games like Grand Theft Auto and after a mission that you didn't enjoy, you could feed it back to Rockstar and say you didn't enjoy it? As I said, it takes around about 2 seconds to rate something, so it's not actually taking you away from the game, but I think it's an incredibly great service that I would love to see in more games. So yeah, the question of the week is, would you like to see this in more games too? So I'm off now to blend loads of fruit up and get that juice in my body, and then sit back and play nothing but Assassin's Creed. So as always, I hope you have a great weekend, and thank you very much for watching. Cheers guys, bye.